Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to share you a story that my dad told me when I was a little kid. It's a story that I remember 25, 30 years later because it really struck a chord. This story goes back some 250, 280 years ago in a town in Berditchev in Ukraine. There was a famous rabbi there, a Hasidic rabbi called Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Berditchev. One year it's Erev Pesach, a few hours before the Seder, and Rabbi Levi Yitzchak calls his disciples together. He says, guys, I need some help. I can't start my Seder until I've got a few things. They said, Rabbi, anything, what do you need? Matzah, wine? Rabbi says, no, I've got matzah, I've got wine. I need three things. I need you to find me 10 silk scarves. Silk scarves, Rabbi? Where are we going to find silk scarves? They're contraband, they're illegal. Rabbi says, I need 10 silk scarves. They didn't ask any questions, and they said, okay, we'll find you 10 silk scarves. Is there anything else, Rabbi? Yes, I need a pound of Turkish tobacco. They said, Rabbi, what's going on? Turkish tobacco? There are guards on every single border making sure that no one smuggles in Turkish tobacco. We would get deported. You could get shot at the firing squad being caught smuggling in Turkish tobacco. Rabbi says that. I need a pound of Turkish tobacco. Okay, Rabbi, we'll try our best. We can't make any guarantees. Rabbi says, listen, I'm not going to start my Seder till I've got these 10 silk scarves and this pound of Turkish tobacco and oh my God, what's the next thing? And I need a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread? A few hours before Pesach? We all went round with our feathers and candles last night looking for any last scraps of bread. We all made fires, little fires this morning, burning every last little scrap. Rabbi says, please, three things I ask of you. I can't start my Seder. Please, do your best. His disciples are stunned, but they can't say no to this rabbi. So they go, and they scour the networks, and they go around town, and a couple of hours later they come back. They're all excited. They sneak into his house, and they count 10 silk scarves and present them to the rabbi. And the rabbi's so happy. There's a knock on the back door. Another guy sneaks in. He says, Rabbi, I've got you your tobacco. Shh! Everyone shouts. Quiet. They bring in this great big bag. They unravel it. And there's a pound of Turkish tobacco there on the table. The rabbi's so happy. And he looks around and he says, Nu, where's my loaf of bread? And they said, Rabbi, trust me, we can find anything. We found these 10 scarves. We found the pound of tobacco. But there isn't a loaf of bread to be found in the town, in the whole town of Berditchev, right before Pesach. And at this point, Rabbi Berditchev sits down, and with tears in his eyes, he looks up and he says, oh God, look at this. He says, the Tsar has outlawed Turkish tobacco and scarves. Anyone caught wearing one of these scarves is sentenced to 25 years in a labour camp. But within hours we can come across 10 scarves. Anyone who's caught smuggling in Turkish tobacco, the death penalty. But within a couple of hours we can find a pound of tobacco. There's no guards stopping anyone from eating chametz, from eating bread on Pesach. There's no labour camps, there's no courts, there's no death penalty that we administer each other. But 3,000 years ago, you told us not to eat chametz on Pesach. And there isn't a scrap of bread to be found in Berditchev. And with that, he hands the scarves back. He hands the tobacco back. He sits down and he says, friends, I'm ready to start the Seder. It's a story of the power of faith and devotion in hard times. And as I said, it's a story I remember hearing decades ago from my own father. And I think of it now as we've had such a challenging year, such an interesting year, yet people try so hard. People are trying so hard to do the right thing, in spite of their differences, in spite of their difficulties. People are being so considerate for each other, and people are trying so hard to celebrate their religious festivals, their Shabbat, and show their devotion in spite of any difficulties. This is going to be our second Pesach without any guests, and that's not easy. I'm no Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Berditchev. I'm not a Hasidic rabbi, and I'm certainly not famous. But this year, we sit down and we say to God, God, look at how devoted your people are. Look at how committed people are. And with that, we are ready to sit down and celebrate our Seder. Something to think about. Have a wonderful day.